and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So this is part 3 of the Magnolia Shopping District's build series. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, I'll put the playlist on the screen and down in the description box below, just so you can be all caught up. But if you already seen the other parts, let's get into part 3. So we are creating a gym, and guys, I had the most difficult time really nailing down the look and feel and the actual function of this gym. I would say the biggest challenge was just the limited space. I live in a major metropolitan area, so I've been to a couple of gyms in the downtown area, and they're really nice. Like, they're really nice. They have all of these different accommodations, and they managed to pack all of that in a small space. So that was indeed a challenge for me. As you can see, we are working on the gym, which is this largest area on this lot, and we do move it. It just wasn't working for me here. I was feeling like I wasn't having enough space to put down the bare minimum of what I wanted to incorporate. So we eventually shifted, and you guys will see when I move it over. But this video is heavily edited. It took me so long to actually get this together that I just cut out a lot of it. I just figured that you guys didn't need to see too much, but I wanted you all to see what I was going for before I switch, so it kind of makes sense and it doesn't look like things just appeared out of nowhere. So yes, here we are switching, and what I do, I reorient the building and I put it at the back of the lot. There's just a bit more space. I do lose 2 tiles width-wise. However, I do gain a lot more tiles as far as depth. So overall, it was a net gain, and I feel like it was a good move. So now I'm just doing a bunch of patchwork. I am patching like crazy. So the reason why I'm patching is because, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have like this really cool feature window, and I made that using the glass roofing tile. What I do, I basically make a 1x2 roof, and I pull out one of the eaves and I add in the glass covering, and I hide the roof itself into a wall, but it's not close all the way. It's kind of complicated explaining it. I'm sure there's somebody that's done a tutorial on it online. It's not hard, but it does have its own kind of buggy issues. The biggest thing that I encountered by using that technique is lighting. So unfortunately, since it's an exposed room, because the roof isn't actually a wall, it's just kind of there for looks, the lighting engine kind of orients it to outside lighting, so I do eventually have to change that. But I do think that this was a super cool feature, and I'm glad I was able to use it in this build. Here I am just playing around with those roofs. I was going to make it look kind of curvy, maybe like the curves of a body, or just kind of like a wave, but you know, I just keep it simple and I put it more on the straight angle. And yeah, like I said, just figuring out how was I going to incorporate everything I wanted to put in, and I still didn't put in everything. I wanted to have like a sauna room and a pool. That's definitely something that I've seen in a lot of gyms in my area, especially in the downtown area. However, I figure I can put a spa somewhere else. And do your Sims really need a pool? I think not. So let's just stick to the bare minimum. And you know what? I really like how it came out. Here I am just trying to figure out how I'm going to access the different levels. So this gym is 2 levels. I didn't want to make it 3 levels. I just felt like that was a bit too much. We already have a 3-level restaurant. So this gym is 2 levels, and I'm working on the stairs. So I use the configurable if I can speak today, I use the configurable stairs, and I made them double wide. I just feel like that makes sense in a public space, just to have wider stairs, especially something like a gym. And I am trying to figure out how I want the entryway. I'm using these doors from the spa day pack. I also use those doors on the restaurant. And this place has a lot of windows. That's something that I always notice in the gym, no matter the size. There's always a bunch of windows. I think it's because they want to encourage other people to work out or encourage them to spend money on memberships. But either way, it's always kind of motivating to see other people working out. So I am glad that a lot of gyms do have those windows. And I was going to create kind of like a members only section, or like a VIP section, kind of like a lounge area. But again, we're short on space, and that wasn't something I absolutely had to have, so I do get rid of it eventually. Now I'm just adding in some items that I know I'm going to use. So I added in that TV by the reception area, and I also added in some of those lockers that came with base game. I definitely needed lockers because in gyms there's always a place for you to put like your personal items, maybe like your keys, or if you wear glasses, maybe you want to put them up in there. And here's that VIP area I was telling you guys about. This eventually becomes like the sales area. I do feel like that was a little bit more realistic opposed to a VIP area. Which, I mean, a VIP area in a gym is a real thing, but there's always a sales station because, you know, there has to be staff to assist the people who's coming into the gym. And now, again, I'm just kind of maneuvering around the stairs, just trying to make sure I'm maximizing the space. These stairs take up a lot of space, so I'm trying to minimize how much space they actually take up, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I just took a while trying to orient the reception area the way that I like it. Now we're upstairs, so I wanted to put the areas into zones. I wish we had more workout equipment, and despite the fact that we do have a workout pack, we just kind of got more of the same type of machines. Like, we already had punching bags, we already had weightlifting machines and treadmills, and we just kind of got more of that. I would have loved to have gotten some sort of elliptical, or maybe like a stationary bike, or even like a medicine ball or a yoga ball or something like that. Some of those items, or even like a jump rope. I wish we got more of those fitness items, but the fitness pack definitely has a really interesting aesthetic to it, and I do like a lot of their build mode items. I just wish we had more things that kind of made sense for the pack, in my opinion. Leave me a comment down below if you agree. But yes, we are on the roof, and I'm adding in some of these roof sculptures. I added in a couple of AC units and vent hoods, and now I'm putting a billboard on the back. I really didn't see one for exercise, so I just kind of put the people in bikinis. I don't know, gyms tend to, or some gyms tend to push this image of what fitness looks like, which I don't completely agree with, but you know, that was the closest thing I had to promoting a healthier lifestyle. But I wish we had more billboards for that. I really, really do. Anyway, enough about billboards. We are just working on the outdoor area, and I'm adding in some of these awnings that came with Get Together. I just wanted to add a little bit of shade, and I also see this a lot downtown. A lot of the buildings kind of have like this glass awning leading up to the front door. I guess it kind of subconsciously directs you to where the door is. I don't know, but it's just a cool architectural feature, and since this gym is full of glass and windows, why not have a glass awning? And I am downstairs. This is the main area here. Sorry, I'm just popping back and forth. I'm adding in a lot of branding around just to make the branding look really, really consistent. And that was another thing that kind of took me a while too, just figuring out, you know, aesthetically, where did I want to go? I use a lot of bricks, and I use a lot of wood kind of textures, and I wanted to have kind of like a cool cosmopolitan, metropolitan, like industrial twist to it. I know I'm saying a bunch of words, but what I mean is I want it to look edgy, but I also want it to look cool. So that's what I was going for. But yeah, I was just setting up the little seating area in front of the front desk, and now I'm adding in this every man and every woman decal here from the base game, and I just put it in the yellow color so it matches the rest of the branding. And yeah, so let me tell you what's all here. Downstairs is the reception area. There's a front desk. There's also like a juice bar. And then the bathrooms. In each bathroom, there are 2 showers, 2 toilets, and 2 sinks. And there's also kind of like a little chair for you to lounge in. What else is downstairs? Oh yeah, the lockers and the sales area. So it's just kind of like this office space where whoever runs the gym or whatever staff is there, they can sign people up for memberships. And then upstairs we have our zone. So in the far back, which is this room we're working in right now, this is kind of like our yoga space, our zen room, if you will. But if you don't want to do yoga, you can always clear up the mats and just use it kind of like as a dance room or a free exercise room. In my head, when classes are not in session, maybe people would do personal training in there, or maybe someone could rent out the space. Maybe if they had like a meeting or like an exercise group, they can rent out that space. And there's also upstairs a treadmill zone, a heavyweight zone, and a boxing kind of like punching bag zone. We're downstairs, and as you see, I have lightened up the stairs. I lightened up the floor because I thought that the issue with the lighting had to do with how dark the room is. So I added in that marbled flooring from the Get Famous pack. But, you know, like I said, eventually I realized that it was because of the roof. And when I do kind of close in that area, you will see the lighting changes tremendously. Seriously, tremendously. Now I'm adding in these tires, and some of the gyms that I've been in, they have like these huge tires. And what people do with them, they kind of like pick it up and flip it over, and they keep doing that. And I think it's kind of like a strength training exercise. It's really, really cool. I don't think I'm strong enough to do that, but it was interesting to watch. I've seen people do that before, so yeah. And there's not a whole lot of space upstairs, so again, like when classes aren't in session, I would think maybe a personal trainer would take someone in there with the tire, and they would use that space to kind of flip it over because there's more room. Now I'm adding in these ceiling lights here. They came with the Get to Work pack, and I like them because they're industrial, and I was definitely kind of going for an industrial edge in this gym. And I'm just putting those all around. I do eventually change those lights to black. And here I am, I'm closing up the wall, or at least I was about to close up the wall after I added some branding. And I orient our heavyweights. I'm adding in some mirrors right now. Gyms always have tons of mirrors, and I feel like mirrors definitely helps your Sims with their confidence, so I definitely wanted to include that in the gym. And back downstairs, we are in the bathroom now. So like I said, each bathroom has 2 toilet stalls, 2 showers, and 2 sinks. Every single time I want to use the toilet stalls that came with university, they're just too big. Like, I don't have any space. They're kind of like spaced out weirdly. So I'm just doing what I used to do and what I've always done. I'm creating the bathroom stalls using half walls on the taller side that are a little bit taller than the doors. And I'm using these base game doors with just this little pull down handle. And I'm kind of creating a zone for the shower as well. And on the walls, I use a tile from base game, if I'm not mistaken. And on the stalls, I think I use one of the wood textures from Spa Day. But yeah, just in the bathrooms, I'm keeping it really neutral, keeping it just kind of like gray and white tones, whereas with the rest of the gym, there's a lot of gold and a lot of browns and things like that. And now I'm just going through the debug menu, just adding in some items that I meant to add in other parts, just kind of like that letterbox and the sewage drain. And I found these little grass pieces from base game debug menu. And what I'm doing here downstairs in front of the angled mirror, I'm kind of creating like a display window. So what I'm going to put in here is a couple of mannequins, and they're going to have just like these really trendy sports outfits on, or athletic outfits, just to encourage people walking by, hey, come in here, this is a gym. Or maybe the gym sells like exclusive merchandise with like their branding and things like that. So that's just kind of the idea that I was going for. Why I put grass in the bottom, I don't know, but I really, really like how it looked. I was trying to have a way to access the mannequins, But eventually I just figured that it was just cleaner to take those windows and walls down and make it look like a complete just enclosed display area. And you can see the mannequins here, they're wearing black outfits and they are yellow mannequins just to really keep it on brand. But anyway, you guys, I have rambled on enough. I'm gonna hop off here. If you made it this far in the video, I just would like to say thank you. Also, feel free to subscribe and click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you're interested in seeing additional pictures or anything about my personal life, feel free to follow me on my social medias, which are always linked down in the description box below. And this lot isn't available on the gallery quite yet, but feel free to check out anything else that I've built. My origin ID is simply Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.